Quapaw Tribe and the Environmental Protection Agency is teaming up to clean up 40 acres of land in Oklahoma once used for mining.
KSN's Carla Pesono went to the site to meet with the Quapaw environmental team. And Carla, tell us what's going on with the site.
Well, they call the site Catholic 40, and it has a lot of history, but now it is causing a lot of environmental problems in the area. So now the Quapaw Tribe and the EPA are teaming up to finally fix the problem so residents can finally use the land.
It just goes around and sprays it around.
This 40 acres of land in Quapaw hasn't been used in over a century and is now filled with harmful pollutions, making it one of the most contaminated sites in the country. These structures that sit on part of this land were once a Catholic church, a school dormitory, a water tower, and another unidentified structure. Then they were completely covered by mining chat.
You know, they took 8-10 feet of chat away from that structure.
Now, this is what's left.
Some structures that they built after that, there's not really a date put on them, but 1897 roughly is when all this sort of started.
Quapaw Assistant Environmental Director Craig Creeman says in the 1930s the buildings were left alone after the Catholic mission ran out of funding. About that same time, people came into the area to mine lead and zinc.
Back in the mid-1980s, when this site was first sort of discovered, they listed on the national priorities list as being, one of the most contaminated sites in the country.
The metals have leaked into the streams and is contaminating the water locally and all the way up to Grand Lake.
Area-wise, the impact, what it was impacted with, the magnitude and extent of that impact was so great that they listed it on EPA's national priority list.
This past December, the EPA approved the cleanup for around $2.5 million. This makes the Quapaw Tribe the first Indian tribe to team up with the federal government to perform on a site.
To actually be able to say, oh, we've cleaned up Beaver Creek and have our tribal kids back in playing in waters that their family members and their ancestors have always played in during powwow.
The tribe's construction manager, Chris Roper, says so far they've cleaned up about 15 acres of the land that has now been seeded and mulched.
And that'll help the seed start to germinate.
More than 106,000 tons of chat were removed. This project even created jobs for locals.
There were over 60 employees that we were able to hire locally and put to work on this project.
I was here when I saw what it once looked like and what it looks like now, and it's been a significant difference. And having the people here that we have to work on this project has been great.
The contaminants are still running off today, but Roper says they hope to have all the area cleaned up by the end of this year so the tribe could have their land back. There are still talks of what exactly the Quapaw Tribe will be doing with the land. One option is to turn most of the land into pasture. They also plan on finding a way to preserve some of the historical structures for people to see and enjoy. Philip, back to you.
All right, thank you very much, Carla. That was KSN's Carla Pesono reporting live for us tonight here in our